I took everything back off the car as I'm moving on. So I am moving on to this mess. This is a door latch. So the factory door latch was here. And then it obviously went to here where there was a striker. It's a kind of a wedge type striker. The thing of it is, I don't have this. So I decided to upgrade it to the bear claw style. The bear claw style is a little, I don't know, I want to say safer because it actually latches onto like a bolt in there so the door can't come open even in a wreck. But there's nothing wrong with this style either. So anyway, this is the bear claw that I decided to go with, something along this line. It's got the lock up here. And we'll see if we can get that to fit. So here it is, and it comes with this bracket. And so I cut that out. Obviously that'll fit that bracket like that. And then here is the mechanism. The problem is getting your original stuff to work with this is like impossible, it seems like, but I got it, so it's not totally impossible. This part here, you got to push down to open these latches. And then this is your lock. So this slides down and it locks this. So then this won't work. So this has to come up like that, and then this works which unlocks it. Boom, there you go. So I had to figure out how to do all this in this space. Well, when you're right here, if you look on this side, your door handle is right there and your key lock is right there. How do you make the key lock work with this and your door handle work with that? I mean, this is the opposite side, but so I came up with an idea that the idea is I cut a slot in the back of this like that. And here's how that's going to work. Let me set this down here, see if I can do this one-handed. And then I made this odd looking piece that actually slides in here like that. Now this does the same thing. This is that bar. I cut it all off because my door handle is actually right here, right at the very top of this. So this movement will lock and unlock doing the same thing. So now I had to figure out how my lock was going to push this up and down, right? Because your lock, I have your lock right here. Now the lock, to lock and unlock, this thing has to turn 360 degrees. It's not like a modern type of lock. Let's say it's in lock position, you got to turn it 360 degrees to unlock, and then 360 degrees to lock. That's what it does. So it had this square rod at the back end. Well, is what I ended up doing then is making a cam right here. So I welded this on to the part that would normally be like a square stock in the back. This will then inside the car will be like that, and this will push that up like that. And then it'll go all the way down 180 degrees like that. Because the key goes 360 and this thing goes 180. Okay, just like that. So this is going to work kind of on gravity. Maybe a light spring here, because I got to figure out how to get the power locks to work. And I'll explain that when I get that going, because they're not going to be like a regular power lock. So let's put this together, see if it works. So I got this all kind of tacked in, and this is how the key works. Comes down, you hear a little clink. And this is how you pull it out. See the teeth are up. That. It pushes my little lever up, unlocks it, and there you go. So now I'm going to move on to the door handle. So here's the door handle. It's got this square on the back. I think it's 5/16. So I want to put an arm off of here to run this arm right here that opens the door. Well, I didn't want to weld anything on there because this has to come out of this hole, and there's stuff in there with the window tracks and stuff, so you don't want to have anything welded there. So what I ended up doing is I made a little contraption like this. There's your arm. This is a square. This actually is a socket for a square drive. It was a 3/8 on this side and 5/16 on this side. I just cut it off and used the 5/16 side. And then this will just fit on here. Like that. And then when the door handle turns, it pushes it down. Then there's a hole in here, right there. And I was thinking about putting a pin in, a guide pin, and then coming through here, welding a pin here that goes in, and it just kind of, this will just kind of lay on there as a guide. So, because there's a little bit of play in this thing because of the spring here, like that. So that would just help it kind of stay straight, you know. So let me get this together and show you how it works. So here it is. I just have it tacked in. I have the striker pin put there. I put the door handle on and the lock in. This kind of shows you how it works. The pin isn't pushed all the way in because it's hard to do with your hands. But anyway, this goes up to that rod that I have up here for the door handle. And so this is the way it kind of works. I don't have a spring on here yet, but so it's locked. You can't do it. So then you take your key and you unlock it, and then there you go. This doesn't really go down very far, but it'll only go down that far. That's the way it is, I guess. But so that's how that is working. So here we have it. The door pops open. There's the striker. Not liking the way I got it. That's okay. I think this whole thing can move this way, you know, out more. So I got the striker moved all that way. So I got to trim some of this off, and I'll move this in. Then is what I'll do is I'm going to cut this right off and put a plate there, because wherever this is all, it doesn't need to be moved a whole lot of spots after you get it figured out. So it'll still move a little bit, enough for some small adjustments, but I don't think I need all this meat on the side here. As you can see where my striker's all the way that way. I'm going to move the whole thing in, and then of course I won't have to take as much off. Let's take a little bit off here and box it, and this may not even stick out. So I have a lot of washers here because this was out too far. I measured it to be about a 1/2 inch, so I did 3/8 inch step in. Seems to be too much, so I had to bring it back out a bunch. Not 3/8, but I had to bring it out at least 1/4. So this will change to a sleeve and one washer, so it'll all look right. So right now I'm going to cut this. I might just cut this whole thing out, I'm not sure. Well, I have to, so I move that over. But anyway, that's basically where I'm at. The door shuts good, shuts, you know, it stays shut, stays, you know, it pops open, really nice. See, I have to slam it just a little bit to get it all the way. That's why that striker needs to come just a hair more this way. So, and then after that's all set like that, the body work on the door to the cab can start, you know, because now I know where that's going to be. I just got to change the hinge pins, and then we can start to go to town a little bit more on this door. It's pretty good. This door is, the handle is pretty straight. Might be just a tick low. I can adjust that from the inside. So there we go. I think I'm gonna leave. No, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. And to finish up, refresh, there's, that mechanism needs to be welded in, but here's what I did with the striker. You see it's stepped down right here. I cut it off here, so it'll be straight there. This will be filled in, of course, all through there, and that's it. And then this is just, I don't have it so it shuts perfect yet, but there we go. So now I know where the door could be. I've got the rubber bumpers up top here. I don't have them in bottom, but the top is up here. And then now I can do the body work here and get it all done. So that'll be it. That's putting on the original handle and door lock with a bear claw